Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Roop. I'm the lab specialist for Game Design 1, and today we're going to be going over how to make your board and some of your tokens inside of GameStructor. So on the overview screen from the last video, we're going to go ahead and click on boards. And inside here, we're going to hit create new board. And we're just going to call this, kind of playing off what we were building the last time, Goblin Wars. And I'm going to call it Goblin Wars board. So here's our width and our height. So I'm going to say that we're just going to have it 10 by 10. And then we're going to say this is the board for Goblin Wars. And we can choose our actual colors for our board as well. We don't have any tiles. You actually can make custom tiles. So if you have a board that has moving pieces, you actually can make tiles that go on the board to actually have, like a space that, you go back however many steps or whatever. But since we're making card games, it's not necessarily as valid. But if you have any questions about that, feel free to message me about it, and I will definitely answer it. Make sure you do that on Discord. All right, so we have a board type here. We can do hexagons, we can do squares. We're actually going to do squares for this. And we're going to go ahead and set the background image as actually went in and made a new board for this. I'm actually going to upload it, and hopefully it loads, and it does right there. All right, cool. So here's the board that I made. It's really simple. It just has two little spaces for our actual cards to fit in. It isn't anything special. Now, naturally, they actually pixelize whatever image you put in here. So if you have a really, detailed game board that goes along with your card game, it may not look as good as you want it to look. So I would just suggest testing it out and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then maybe consider just not having it in there and maybe working around it somehow, especially for your online tests. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and save the game board, and we're going to go ahead and go back to overview, and we're going to go to our tokens now. Tokens play a big role in a lot of card games, and we're actually going to make one. So this is just going to be the Goblin War token. These represent the victory points in our game, or in my game, sorry. And this is tokens for victory points in Goblin Wars. So we're going to, after we've done our name and our actual description, we actually have text we can put inside of them. So you could actually be like VP, so they know that's victory points. You can actually go to templates, and it will actually pull up different looking actual pieces you can have for your tokens. So like for me, I like the fact that this says 1. So it has a nice 1 in the middle now. Actually, because of that, I'm going to get rid of my actual text so that it looks better. And now I'm actually going to change the foreground color. I'm actually going to change the text color. If I had it, it would have changed it, but it doesn't. But you can see where it will actually change your stuff if you want it to be different. I like this a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and save. So now I've created my token. Now you can see it's literally just a nice little 1 that we can use for our actual victory points within the game. So if we go back to overview, and if we go back to games, we can see that our game that we created in the last video still, is just sitting here. It's not public yet or anything else like that. So we're going to go ahead and go to edit, and we're going to come up here. We're going to click on board. And because we just made a board, we're going to select the Goblins War board. So this is the board for our game. Naturally, my image does not actually fit inside of the tiles that I selected. So to match your width and everything, again, you're going to want to sort of play around with that until you get the right width for your game that matches your image, or you may want to make your image somewhat smaller. Now we're also going to go to tokens as well, and we're going to go ahead and add tokens to seat 1. Actually, we're not going to add any tokens to the game just yet, because we don't want to give anybody the victory point tokens right away. Actually, you know what? We're going to say that they have a few. So that way they just have 1 starting off, just for the sake of our demo. But most of the time, you're just going to want to not have them necessarily starting off with a token right away. So with our actual information changed now. We're going to make sure we actually come over to save, and we save our game as well inside of GameStructor. So now we have our board game that has a board, a deck, cards inside the deck, tokens, and now we're ready to begin actually testing our game inside of GameStructor. So in the next video, we're going to come back and we're going to go ahead and set it up for online play so that you can begin playtesting and sending out links inside Discord, inside the playtest scheduling section of the GD1 Discord, so that you can go ahead and start getting people, whether if you're on campus or even whenever, if you're online or even if you're on campus, so you can begin playtesting your game with other people, so you can start getting your playtests for especially the last parts of this month's worth of work. So when we come back, we will do that. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.